Hey, what's up, guys? This is David Chase Taylor of 911truth.org. Today is February 12th of 2026. So, based on breaking news and events, it appears the CIA headquarters located beneath CERN at Lake Geneva in Switzerland is going to stage an apocalyptic false flag terror attack and or a preemptive Israeli attack on the Islamic Republic of Iran on the morning of February 13th of 2026. So I have uncovered a two-pronged terror attack plot targeting the United States and Israel and her ally of Egypt. This consists of a Qatari-backed Islamic terror attack, 9/11 style nuclear terror attack targeting Dome of the Rock in Jerusalem, the Israeli Spiral Tower in Tel Aviv, as well as the Sphinx International Airport in Giza, Egypt, as pretext for World War III. And of course, they will say that Qatar received this nuclear weapon from Iran. The other attack plot that I discovered was a China-backed Pakistani submarine-based nuclear ramming attack targeting the USS Abraham Lincoln in the Arabian Sea. And these two attacks would likely be blamed on Iran and or China, thereby triggering World War III. Since I have identified both of those plots, the CIA is likely to task a third plot, given the numerology of 1-3. It's 3 attacks and then a preemptive Israeli attack on Iran. And I believe that is what the meeting yesterday on February 11th of 2026, the meeting between U.S. President Donald J. Trump and Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu at the White House in Washington, D.C., was that Netanyahu asked Trump for his blessings regarding this preemptive attack, which I believe is going to happen on the 13th. This is coincidentally the 22-month anniversary since basically the Israeli-Iran war started, when Iran sent a bunch of missiles into Israel back on April 13th of 2024. Then you'll recall on June 13th of 2025, exactly 14 months later, the CIA staged the preemptive Israeli attack on Iran, otherwise known as Operation Rising Lion, which featured ballistic missile strikes, special forces attacks, assassinations, which was subsequently followed by Operation Midnight Hammer, which was the United States basically bunker bustering Iranian nuclear sites on the 22nd of June of 2025. So this impending attack on the 13th, which is again the monthly anniversary, is obviously designed to trigger a immediate response by Iran, Russia, and or China as pretext for World War III. And so this obviously has been in the works for many years, and it will likely feature a 3-step process. This is just conjecture, but I believe it's likely going to feature a 3-step process. The first wave of attacks or what have you will be an aerial bombardment, likely consisting of ballistic missile strikes, cruise missile strikes, airstrikes and or drone strikes, targeting Iran's nuclear sites. This will likely set off nuclear explosions across Iran. There's also the possibility that during these airstrikes, they will target Ali Khamenei, who has since, as of last week, retreated from Tehran into an underground bunker deep inside Iran's mountain ranges. And so that's likely the first wave, targeting the head of state and also possibly Iranian President Masoud Pezeshkian at his given location. The second wave of attacks will likely feature strategic bombing attacks and targeting Iran's military bases across Iran. And then the third wave will likely be some sort of Israeli special forces based storming attack targeting strategic locations in Iran, possibly the Capitol building, the famous mosque there, and then the subsequent removal of the flag of Iran that will likely be replaced with the rising lion, the lion with the sun, with the sword that was the flag of Iran prior to the Iranian Revolution of 1979. That's likely how it'll play out in my estimation based off all the data that I've seen and all the, shall we say, pre-war speculation regarding maps and so on and so forth, because the way that Israel has sold this so far is that Iran is a direct nuclear threat. And so they plan to remove these alleged nuclear sites and then remove Iran's leadership. And then they want to basically make it appear that the country of Iran has fallen. And this is also to quell any sort of uprising from Iranians. They want them to be subjective, so they're going to remove their flag and then likely put in some sort of a puppet dictatorship in Iran that will replace the current puppet dictatorship. So that's likely what's going to happen. But the reality of it is that it's not really about Iran. It's about starting a world war that will never end. And this will likely feature Russia coming to the defense of Iran and or China coming to the defense of Iran. And so once Iran is attacked, it's highly likely that Iran, Russia, or China will attack U.S. military bases in the Middle East or greater Mediterranean region. And this will obviously draw America into the war on behalf of Israel. So while Israel will throw the first punch, they're going to run right after that. They're not going to stick around, and the United States armed forces and or NATO will have to actually do the heavy lifting, which is the plan. They want to bankrupt the United States. So this is apparently going to go down on the morning of the 13th. Although I have identified these two Qatari 9/11 and a Pakistani submarine attack on USS Abraham Lincoln in the Arabian Sea, it's highly likely that some other false flag is coming down the chimney, so to speak. So this could be in the United States, this could be in Europe, this could be in the Middle East, but some sort of false flag attack, because the troops are lined up to go. The Israeli troops are currently lined up to go into Iran on the morning of Friday, February 13th, and so they just need the pretext. So while Israel could go in alone, which is the plan if they can't stage an attack, they don't want to appear again as the aggressors as they did in the Gaza war, because these guys are warmongers. So there's highly likely that in the next 12 hours or so, that there's going to be some sort of catastrophic terror event that will likely be blamed on Iran or another Axis country such as China, Russia, Pakistan, North Korea, etc. So obviously, if this comes to fruition in reality, I would kindly ask that you download this video and share it with local, state, and federal law enforcement, military, and intelligence officials, as well as with local, national, and international media outlets. Peace.